This can't handle the power of the stars.
The stars can't handle the power of DLSS, and AMD can't handle the power of last generation. Let's get into the hot news, everybody. No, it's not back there.
I was just like wondering, whoa.
Let's go over the hottest tech news I can find on the internet while you enjoy your breakfast this Tuesday, September 5th, 2023. We obviously took off yesterday for Labor Day here in the United States. I forgot to mention that last week. Doesn't matter.
Whoops.
But what also Intel forgot to do last week was have drivers ready for Starfield, at least the early access portion of it.
Oh, okay, Intel.
So it was really broken. So according to reports, I tested this because we're doing a benchmark on a 750 and I could not get the game to open.
Oh no.
But other people were having tremendously worse issues to the tune of just artifacts and glitchiness all over the place. Intel was like, whoops, date slipped by us. But good news is they went into crunch, I guess. Somehow it's always good news on the receiving side that they had an emergency driver posted on Sunday so that you could actually run Starfield at this point.
You know, the game that people were looking forward to playing.
It's before the full access comes out.
That's fair.
It's still, Nvidia had their driver out like 2 weeks ago. AMD had theirs out like a day or two ahead of time. Intel makes sense that they're lagging behind just a little bit.
It's because their name wasn't on the package anywhere.
That is true. So we have some details on that, but it turns out that even though this does make Starfield work, it still has problems.
Of course.
That needs to fix. This is a beta driver. This is non-WHQL. It's gonna be updated soon. Hopefully by the time the game actually rolls out this coming Wednesday on September 6th.
Oh yeah,
that's
Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah. Oh, it's a right fine mess. But you know what platform doesn't get Starfield? PlayStation, but they do get Baldur's Gate 3 this coming Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that's
tomorrow.
true.
And if you're planning on doing that, check out today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Grow Gear. Now, especially as new games are launching, Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out for the PlayStation 5, you might be looking to expand the storage on this console. And Grow Gear is here to make sure that your temps on those SSDs stay cool. They have a range of different products for you to choose from, whether it's the well-designed PS5 M.2 SSD cover to help make sure that the SSD is staying ventilated, or the PS5 SSD heatsink set to make sure that you have proper direct copper contact with your SSD to make sure that it dissipates heat effectively, also including one of those ventilated covers. But in case you chose a really hot SSD that actually needs a lot of work, they have two higher end options for you. First up is the heat pipe cooler, which has a wider surface area to make sure that you're dissipating the heat on the aluminum heatsink, but also still has that pure copper heat pipe and the silicone-based thermal pads to make sure that you're transferring the heat effectively from the SSD to the heat pipe cooler. Additionally, it's compatible with all manner of sizes of M.2 SSDs as well, both single and double-sided SSDs. But in case you want to step it up even more and maximize your thermal performance, they have the heat pipe cooler, which has a copper heat pipe extension that comes out from the M.2 section. But you get the copper heat pipe running throughout, making sure that the heat is getting dissipated, as well as the aluminum heat sinks and a metal heat dissipation cover, as well as that M.2 cover to make sure that you're getting both the ventilation as well as the surface area to get rid of whatever heat's on those M.2 SSDs. And it's still compatible with your PS5 faceplates because, as you can see, it doesn't come out over the rim. I could slot on my faceplate, no problem, making sure that it's compatible with the way the PS5 comes, but I'm making sure that my SSD stays cool, whether that's under a long download session or through a long transfer session. That SSD has the best chance of staying cool under those extreme duress scenarios. So if you're looking to add a PS5 SSD, or you've been suffering from maybe some heat problems on the one that you currently have, you can check out Grow Gear at the link in the video description and pick up one of the numerous options to make sure that your PS5 SSD is staying cool. Big thanks again to Grow Gear for sponsoring today's video. And a little bit more Intel news. The NUC business is now officially part of ASUS. That happened September 1st. Official. We did a video with Geekom where I checked out their NUC versus an ASUS powered AMD mini PC, and we titled it something of like, this is why Intel left the NUC business. And people were like, no, the NUC still exists. They're partnering with ASUS. No, they're not. They're divesting into ASUS. They're done. Intel will make the chips, but they're not making NUCs no more. That is all ASUS that's happening there. But what is happening over on Starfield is a significant amount of problems when it comes to frame rates, it being able to run. This is one of the first games that the 1080 Ti just
really
crap at.
Oh, that's so sad,
It's
actually.
brutal. Yeah, it is sad. But turns out that modders obviously are fixing the Bethesda game. Who would have thought that could happen?
Never seen that before.
DLSS being added to Starfield, both on Nexus mods, as well as by that one mod manufacturer, Pure Dark, who was putting DLSS on a whole bunch of different AMD titles, but he wanted you to pay for it. So people actually cracked his mod.
Okay, mods are getting cracked now. This is
Paid mod DLC that gets cracked for free. It's wild, but now there's ways to get DLSS 3.5 with the ray retracing, all of that kind of stuff that's going on there, and there's videos out showing that DLSS is a significant step up over FSR that's currently in the game. It's just higher quality when it comes to not having weird jaggies and things mutating all over the screen.
Artifacts be something.
It's problematic. We're going to be covering tomorrow in Hot News probably the fact that it's actually being revealed that while AMD did come out and say that Starfield wasn't excluded from using DLSS, there are more and more reports indicating that AMD did prohibit companies from using DLSS, which is why it wasn't being implemented. So I'm still digging into that. We'll have more information on that tomorrow, but this is not looking good for AMD, their FSR technology, FSR 3 not launching with Starfield for
whatever reason. That was a surprise.
AMD bad development reasons. I mean, it's not like it's a shock, but at the same time, preventing companies like Nvidia from putting their technology into video games is exactly what Nvidia was doing.
But now reverse.
You either die the hero or live. I mean, AMD was never the hero. We all pretend like companies are our friends, but they really are. But you know who is your friend? He's not a company. He's a human.
I'm me.
He's here to bring you deals. Whee! What deals do you have us?
What deals do I have you?
Deal Master, give me the deals.
Okay, first one up, we have the XPG Core Reactor 850 watt, 80 plus gold power supply, which you can pick up for only $104.99, making it $35 off.
Yummy, yummy, give me another deal.
If you want something lower powered, you can pick up the smaller 650 watt version, which is also 25% off, if that's more use.
Yummy, yummy, more deals, Deal Master.
And then next up, we have the InnoCN 40C1R, which is their 40-inch ultra-wide 344 by 40. I'll just
that is a strange inch form factor right there.
144 hertz gaming monitor, which you can pick up for only $429.99 with the coupon applied, making it $170 off for.
Oh, yummy, Deal Master!
A very nice monitor.
Deal me some more deals, Deal Master.
And I've got one more deal for you, which is this combo deal featuring an Intel Core i9 12900K, MSI Z690A Pro Wi-Fi DDR5 motherboard, and G-Skill Ripjaws S5 32GB kit of DDR5, which as a combo you can pick up for only $399.99, making it $238.97 off.
Deal Master, is this a Micro Center deal?
That's a Micro Center deal.
Yummy, yummy Micro Center deal.
It's a nice one.
Thanks for dealing me the deals, Deal Master. I'm never doing that bit again. That was a one and done. That was weird even for me. See, what is hot?
Yummy Deal Master? Yummy.
Originally, I was going potion seller. Give me your strongest potions, and it devolved into something worse.
You're a rascal.
But how is Hot News gonna work when you're not here?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't want to think about that.
This is problematic. We've got so much to worry about, like the fact that this is launching when you're not here, allegedly.
It is.
The PlayStation Portal finally getting its release date unveiled, where you can actually go pre-order it over on Sony's website in case you want to for 199 bones. That is not a deal for you, Deal Master.
That's not a deal for me, but I do want one.
I bought one. I have said this so many times. It is a terrible product, but I'm the target market for it. And I've done so many videos where I tried to hook up my MetaQuest 2 to my PlayStation so that I could get virtual reality. I've tried PSVR to try to play games on my eyes while I'm in bed. I've gotten portable monitors. I've tried those little like AR glasses. I've worked so hard to find a way to play games in bed while my wife operates the television, and they're all very janky.
Oh yeah.
This is for me, unfortunately. I
100%, the moment I saw it, I knew you were gonna get get one.
With the controller and everything baked in, but I'm also excited that I'm going to be able to play more Final Fantasy 16 on it.
Yes!
Because getting announced at PAX West, Yoshida-san saying that there are 2 paid expansions coming, which I will pay for all day long, and the PC port is currently under development, which some people said was confirmed, but they confirmed this when it got announced.
I was about to say, isn't this like
when
both old news, but also confirmation of old news?
It's actually happening now. They're developing it.
Okay.
It's probably going to be bad. The Final Fantasy 15 port was not great.
There's not a good track record there, at least.
But Final Fantasy 14 runs okay on PC, I think. I don't know. We'll see how that develops. But what I could potentially be playing Final Fantasy 16 PC on is the upcoming Strix Point APU, because we're spotting it in leaked little slide information. Allegedly, you got 16 cores going into this bad boy. It says 512 megs of GDDR6 RAM, but that's probably just because that's how much they shared on the motherboard. You should be able to get more into it. But engineering sample of Strix Point has me very excited.
Oh yeah.
The Lenovo Legion Go got showed off on Friday. We don't really have that prepared for hot news, but it looks okay. The plastic and everything seems like they rushed it out.
Yeah, I mean, build quality aside, it looks like a novel concept. So.
Build quality matters, my guy.
I know.
At least ASUS was like, no, we've been developing this for years. Here are all of our prototypes. It feels like Lenovo is like, people are making money on this? Why are we not making money on this? And Nvidia realizing that they should probably be making a little bit less money, especially with the launch of the new 7700 XT and 7800 XT coming out tomorrow. Yes, I know. But in the most Nvidia way possible, they slipped it in where hopefully nobody would notice. They dropped the price on the 4060 Ti 16GB in an email where they said, finally, as a reminder, market prices can vary from the original launch MSRPs. Today, GeForce RTX 4070 is wildly available at $599, and the 4060 Ti 16GB is now available at $449. So essentially, they dropped it
now
$50 price drop. You can find it for as low as $430 over on Amazon if you're willing to get a PNY card. Makes it very good, unless you're looking forward to the AMD cards, which are launching tomorrow. We didn't get pre-release samples. This is a known problem here at UFD.
Who would have thought?
We've only ever gotten cards early if we worked with like Wootware in South Africa. Never. The history of UFD tech, never cards from AMD. But according to AMD's own internal benchmarks, okay, so this needs to be set up. It is both positive and negative. Compared to Nvidia's offerings, good. Compared to AMD's last gen offerings, bad.
Really?
No improvement. We're gonna get to it in a second. So the 7800 XT getting a whole bunch of benchmarks, as you can see right here. Compared to the 4070, it is about 6.9% faster in just raw gaming performance, raster as it's called. In ray tracing, it's 11.6% slower, which continuing the AMD theme there, but it's $100 cheaper than the 4070. On average, if you combine ray tracing with raster, it's 0.5% faster. The 7700 XT, which compared to the 4060 Ti 16GB, which is now the same price, is 16% faster than Nvidia's card. So that
interesting.
Very
cool.
Good thought there. 5.4% lower in ray tracing, 8.5% faster overall. But realistically, that 7800 XT needs to be going toe-to-toe with that 4060 Ti, right? Because roughly the same price point there, at least when AMD had all of it. But while that is good, this also, number one, just cast shade on the whole VRAM debacle, because here 7800 XT has more VRAM than the 4070, but here the 7700 XT has less VRAM than the 4060 Ti, but it does better. Well, if we're going by the same argument, you should get the 4060 Ti because it's more future-proofed.
Because RAM.
You got the RAM to V with. Sorry.
I love to V with my RAM. But
benchmarks comparing it in synthetic versus 6800 XT, the 6800 XT was faster in Time Spy.
What?
The 6800 XT has more GPU cores and more ray tracing cores, but a slower memory bandwidth, whereas the 7700 XT beats out the 6800s. But again, this is coming down to the 6800 XT still currently on sale for the exact same price.
Yeah.
If you bought the RX 6000, you're totally fine. Just ignore this completely.
There's no upgrade path there.
But it also indicates that like there is a very big reason why AMD held off from releasing these cards, because they're not competitive compared to their previous generation. At least Nvidia has frame generation. But more importantly, they actually had the efficiency increase, whereas AMD's efficiency increase isn't that much for RDNA 3. It's a very weird situation that they've put themselves in. Do they make sense in the context of the current brand new market? Yes. Do they make sense in the context of their own offerings? No, which has been my frustration with AMD's GPU side of things forever. It's always, you guys are doing good, but if you just did better, you would be so much more sensible. But now we're gonna have these conversations of, especially because it was led by AMD people, well, the 4060 Ti has more VRAM. Why wouldn't I get that? That went into the brains of people who don't pay attention. I should get the 16 gigabyte.
And more, big number.
And now they're gonna do that. It's a tricky situation. If AMD, I know the 7800 XT is $150 less than the 6800 XT, but it's not better, at least according to the benchmarks that we have. Maybe new reviews will come out and change that conversation. But if it's not that much better, does it even really need to exist? You're not getting power efficiency increases. I guess you're getting AV1 encoding. That's a big deal-ish. You can only really stream.
I guess if you're a YouTube streamer,
yeah. It's a tricky situation. I'm not particularly thrilled. I think this could have been different. This could have, if $100 cheaper, would have made it like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait. Maybe
it would have changed the entire conversation around it.
Or like a 7700 XT for Black Friday coming in at a good price, like under 400 bucks. Will you bring us those deals if they happen?
I will definitely.
You won't be here on Black Friday, will you?
Don't know.
Will you be here for the comment response that we're gonna do right now?
Yeah, but maybe.
Oh, is it your flight time? All right, let's talk about Friday's episode. Comment response and video CPU was the big talk there. Also, there was this weird bug where we had no audio on the episode.
That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen on
that
YouTube.
before. The video was still in processing because it was a long file. Catlin took a while to edit it. Obviously, she did a great job, but because of the processing, so many comments and there not being audio. But one of the ones that isn't about the audio, Fried Spit, great name, said, I want to see Brett stream a full playthrough of Starfield for charity. No breaks, just one adult diaper that has to last the entire playthrough. I will not do that. Second half, I could be talked into streaming Starfield for charity.
Absolutely.
Not the Cannonball charity event that's happening in just under a month. Actually, in 1 month.
Yeah.
We will be on the road.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah, October 4th through 6th. Get ready for it. But let me know if you want me to do a charity stream of Starfield. And
I wonder if there's like a chaos mod thing already for it.
Oh, where like users can interact and stuff? Oh, that would be terrible. Micah says Reece isn't allowed to leave. The show is so enjoyable when he's on. Wow, that hurts me when he's not around. If his visa expires, can we get him a MasterCard and keep him here anyways?
Why didn't we think of that?
Because this is why the show's not enjoyable when you're not on, because I'm clearly not the brains of this operation.
We just didn't.
Crispy Crusader 1 says, you've become my go-to for tech-related news because everyone else just does too much clickbait or seem like really fake personality-wise, but you've always seemed genuine on your channel and your stream. We get so many comments the opposite.
I am baiting those clicks.
I am getting so many mixed signals right now. Clickbait is something we're accused of quite heavily and being super fake. You probably don't even have a beard.
How did they know?
Elisara says the performance per watt thing is 10 times funnier when you remember that their response to the 40 series launch was to tout the impressive improvements that were coming to RDNA 3 with efficiency because we were expecting Ada to be a power hog. My, how the turntables.
That one kind of stings a little bit.
Yeah, oh man, especially with the numbers on the current launch of the 77 and 7800 XT, I really feel like the only card AMD launched that was like super worthwhile was that 7900 XTX. Everything else was kind of...
It feels in a weird space.
Because it clearly beats last gen of the 6950 XT, stands alone on its own category, undercuts Nvidia's price by a considerable amount and beats the 4080 in a lot of regards. It is like the clear winner, and then everything else is like, yeah, it wins, but at what cost does it win? And I want AMD to do better.
Oh man.
Can't trust in Intel, they're not gonna get drivers out on time. Easy Bond says, I don't know why, but I chuckled pretty good with Comet of Gold not being something you feel inclined to buy with a product, but yesterday attempted to buy the Starfield GPU. I don't know why, but this is just a total sense LOL. Starfield pretty.
Starfield GPU, nice.
It looked good. It run video game.
I would rather have a stack of those GPUs than a stack of gold bars.
Me can't game good on mouse.
No, exactly.
No gold mouse. Sweaty, gross, deformed, gold malleable, bad. Starfield GPU, charity money.
Yeah.
Me get Starfield bundle. Giveaway. Also charity money.
Also.
Me get Razer gold mouse.
It just gets gunky.
Gunky! We could give it away for charity, but it would just be illogical. I don't know. With that, hot news is done. We'll be back with more of the hottest tech news tomorrow, my friends. We'll see you then.
Bye.